Our second speaker is Susy Schöneberg. She is the founder and head of flexport.org. The title of her talk is Unconventional Definition of Success. She is a graduate of the full-time MBA class from 2017. She grew up in a country that no longer exists. From this, Susy learned how to transform the lack of boundaries into something that is so beautiful, the power of no limits. Susy.
Hi everyone, I'm really excited to take you on my journey in the next 5 to 8 minutes. So let's all imagine Susy, 18 years old, and I'm entering a beautiful castle near Cologne. I've never seen something like this. All the tall walls, butter yellow, and the sun is coming through those big, majestic windows and is illuminating this beautiful, strong, elegant oak floor. And I make my way to my assigned seat. And I see everyone is talking already. And I wonder, did they know each other beforehand? Did I already miss something? And the people at my table, they're talking about the favorite journalists and newspapers, because the next day, we will all be interviewed for college scholarships. And I make a mental note to myself, because in my family, we don't have news subscriptions. So there is another item I need to research tonight if I want to make it tomorrow. And so I look at them, and they're all so comfortable in their formal clothes. And here I'm wearing this suit for the first time. And I don't even know if it really sits right. So now I'm really glad that food is coming. Finally, it's perfect timing. I'm really hungry. So let's see what we got. Oh no, I have no idea what this is. How should I even eat this? You know, what is this mystery item? By the way, it was an artichoke for everyone who is wondering. And don't be afraid if you have never seen one, you know, you can figure it out. But in that moment, I was in shock. I was like, what should I do now? You know, who can I observe? And I did not only feel so uncomfortable, but there was like a sharp sting that made me aware, like painfully aware, that I did not belong there. You know, because all the other ones apparently knew what to do, and they also knew what vegetables they were eating. And so the reason why I did not know what to eat, what to say, what to wear, how to start a conversation, is because I grew up in a country that does not exist anymore, East Germany. And so all the food that I knew and that my parents were used to was mostly grown on fields nearby. There were no imports of fruit and vegetables like artichokes. There weren't multiple brands. In fact, there was no free media. And education, that was something that people were not even allowed to strive for. And so when East Germany collapsed and ceased to exist, the whole context, that made up my whole world, just like turned into a void. And since then, I've been feeling like an outsider who doesn't know enough. Many years later, I still made it, a lot of hard work, and I ended up at Haas. And actually, I was sitting in this very room and so excited to be here. It was like the third week of the program, and I was to hear from a real founder, like someone who started kind of his own company. And I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation. And so after the talk, I just went up to him and I was like, "Hi, I'm Susy. You're awesome. Can I work for you?" And there was just, silence. He looked, and I was like, maybe accent, so he looked really confused, really surprised. I think he did understand me. And, this feeling came back, this feeling of not belonging. I realized, my cheeks are just like start to glow again. And a few days later, I would also learn what happened. I remember how at a meeting for, how to network, the career advisor said, there's only one thing you need to remember today. Never ask for a job directly in your first meeting. And I was like, okay, there it is. Now I know what I did. And I was really fortunate, and so my unintended boldness, I'd wish I would be so bold, paid off. The founders invited me for a coffee shed, and I started to work at this company while earning my degree. And what I learned in just like at this experience and from working at the startup was that there are other spaces that kind of operate in a void where you can build and you can create. And by not knowing what's actually possible, I also did not know what was impossible. And so I just went for it. And my outside perspective allowed me to be really creative and to drive the change. It also allowed me to pursue my lifelong passion, to enable people's full potential. And after my time at Haas, I leveraged the experiences that I had during high school when I was a volunteer for traumatized children and worked with them, and my own experiences, and the desire to reach more people, to found my own organization. And I went on and founded Flexpo.org, an organization that uses logistics for social and environmental impact. And with an amazing group of people, we delivered humanitarian aid to over 100 million people already. If you want to know how to get stuff into Ukraine right now, or how to decarbonize in an industry where emissions are rising, find me. We can talk about it. I knew some things now, which is great, and I would love to share. In general, what I learned throughout all these experiences is that I don't need to belong to anyone's world. I have all the tools I needed, and I was also and will be able to learn everything I need to know to create my own path. And I hope that everyone can feel the same. I think that's the reason why I'm back in this very room to share my story, so that when I encounter a new situation today where I don't know what is being talked about, where something feels new, I'm not uncomfortable anymore. I embrace the situation to start a conversation, to push the limits, and to also create programs to scale my social and environmental impact. Thank you, everyone.